All right.
So I guess we'll do a cut to the actual intro.
Yes.
Bourbon and flexing.
Flex.
Welcome, everybody. This is the FLEXCAST, the first FLEXCAST.
Flex.
Name pending, right?
Yes, this name might change. We don't know yet.
We
but
came up with it like an hour ago.
Yes.
So this could be the FLEXCAST, or it could be the still FLEXCAST cast.
What?
I'll do that in
We'll
post.
see.
Insert.
We'll see.
Part of the FLEXCAST and just part of us hanging out is usually we have something to drink. This is not sponsored yet by anybody, but Harrison's trying to flex. He's gonna flex some of the bottles we have, but this is just what we had already opened down here. I'm a big bourbon fan. I don't know about Harrison here or Steve.
I'm just getting there.
All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pour you whichever you choose here is fine, and then why don't we introduce ourselves to the viewers?
As you're pouring.
All right, yeah, I'll go first, and I'm gonna go with the Four Roses single barrel actually.
Wow.
single barrel.
The classic. Whenever Haas goes out, it's the Four Roses
the low one.
single barrel.
Well, it's because everybody has it, you know. And about me and Four Roses, I'm just not about what people think. I don't give a fuck, and neither does Four Roses.
Already know.
No, but what's great about thanks. What's great about it is that it's most people have it, right? Most restaurants and stuff have it, and I think it's a quality bourbon. In fact, it is probably dollar for dollar, I think, the best bourbon that I drink. Now, my favorites, of course, happen to be the ones that are the most hyped, but those are pretty great.
Hype
Anyway,
beast.
my name is Haas. I am a new YouTuber, unlike these guys. You'll hear more. No, this one.
I did the same thing.
Yeah. And I have done other business stuff in the past. I'm 36. And how old are you, Steve?
What, 34? Just turned 34 a couple of days.
Just turned
Wow.
34.
Yeah.
The child here is,
I know.
16.
The baby.
he looks 16.
I look 16,
He's-
but I am 24, 25 in 1 week.
Let's go.
That's right.
I'm a 1/5 the way through my life.
We talked about that. We need to do a party.
Yeah.
Let's figure that out.
1/5 the way through my life.
This,
125.
I mean,
That's how long I'm
it's
living.
not unreasonable to think I lived 187, 190 with my level of income and modern advances in technology.
I take a lot of vitamins, so. All right, back on track.
Okay, no.
Bourbon.
We were talking about Talladega Nights there, actually. But
Steve,
in any
what
case.
are you drinking?
Yeah, what are you drinking, Steve?
I'm going to try that.
Or
It's
the
supposed to
Four
be that.
Roses?
Yeah. Let me get some ice.
So I'm a
up?
business guy turned recent YouTuber. Steve is basically a guy who's been a YouTuber for a while. He's a big time YouTuber.
For a while. So I went through college, through my first experience in working while doing YouTube.
So how many? So let's tell the people here. I have 6,000-ish subs on YouTube.
Wow.
How many? Yeah, thank you. How many subscriptions do you have now,
I
Steve?
think I'm at 2.775 right now.
2.75 what?
Wow.
Million.
Yeah. I'm at 6.1 maybe thousand. So Steve is a big time YouTuber, and you do YouTube
On the gaming level.
on gaming.
Yeah.
Right.
'cause
Type in what? GTA 5 and you find him.
Yeah, GTA 5, STG 55.
Right.
Like all that. So many names.
But
Even
Steve
if-
the Gamer 55 is
Yeah.
this is Steve.
That's it.
Hasselhoff is my channel on YouTube. You can type in Hasselhoff and then say, no, I didn't mean David Hasselhoff. I meant Hasselhoff. And then you can find me. And then Harrison, what'd you pour yourself?
I poured myself some Colonel Taylor.
E.H. Taylor.
E.H. Taylor.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Yes.
Yeah.
Nobody went for the big boy, but
Honestly, it has a really high ABV. It's not my number one favorite because, it's a lot of people love it. For me, in my own personal tastes, it's a little high, but a lot of people love it. And I obviously still drink it. So
yeah. So I have 1.2 million, just about to turn over 1.2
subs
subs
on YouTube.
on YouTube.
Harrison Neville.
Harrison Neville. Type in Harrison. I'm the first one that comes up. I beat Harrison Ford.
Fuck you, Harrison
Harrison
Ford.
I came for you for years. Now I'm here.
Okay, boomer. All right. So this really isn't intended to be a podcast. I mean, we've thought about this for all of a day.
A while. Yeah.
Right. So it's not really a YouTuber podcast, although it just happens to be because I really wasn't a YouTuber as long as I've known you until 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And I wasn't a YouTuber when I met you either. So
No.
but
You were rich. That's it.
Right.
Flex.
I mean, I'm comfortable. I've done okay. But what's funny is I actually don't think I'm rich at all. Like, if I'm no, I mean like, I'm crazy rich, but I don't think I'm rich. I mean, like, I don't actually think if we would consider a definition of rich, and everyone's is different. but I've certainly not there. But it's never been my end goal. It's never been like, I got to be this much and then I'm happy with myself and I'm rich. It just isn't a thing. But there are rich people, and I'm not one of them.
So when we say flex as the podcast, it is not like genuinely we mean like we're here to flex on you. It is that in my culture, what I do for YouTube, and when he comes along,
he means the young man's
it,
culture,
where anything you do is a flex. We pull out the $1,000 bottle of bourbon, flex. Wow, you're drinking that much? And to him, he's like, man, I got bottles 2-3 times the price of that. That's not a flex. That's just a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
But
Monday. Today's Monday.
It is Monday, but
Monday.
Memorial Day. A flex, like anything's a flex in my culture, and so it's we're not being serious when we say we're the Flex podcast because we're not here
it's
to
somewhat
flex.
ironic, and because I am new to YouTube, I've been in both y'all's videos, did some things. Now that I'm new in YouTube, and okay, let's fucking do YouTube shit. Yeah. The first time I did a YouTube thing, and I was in Harrison's video, the number one comment was like flex, flexer, flex,
Mega
flex, flex. Oh, this is a flexer. I didn't even know what flex was. I'm me. You don't like it? Go fuck yourself.
It's the culture.
You do
Nice
like
pair
it?
of
Great. I don't
sneakers.
care either way.
Welcome.
So what I do pertains to sneakers and mystery boxes mainly, and so when it comes to that, there's a lot of flexing. When you have expensive shoes, flex immediately.
I mean, let's be real. Everyone who comes to this podcast is gonna know both of you. They just won't know me.
Hey, you never know.
You
You could somebody
never
that maybe
know.
interned for you 2 years ago
Actually,
might want to see.
Story time.
story time. He knows where I'm going with this. After the first week I did my video with you, Steve was like, "Hey, let's do some gaming," and I was like, "Well, I got nothing else to do," so I went and bought a game. We're gonna go buy a gaming PC. Went down to Micro Center, and I was just there with Steve, and I just started vlogging that week, right? So I got my vlog camera going, and this kid comes up and he's like, "Hey, I recognize you," and I look at Steve. And I was like, "You mean Steve, right?" He goes, "No, I mean you," and I was like, "I just must have a face." He's like, "No, I've seen you on YouTube," and I was like, "Oh, maybe." Thanks. And he was like, he's like, and he looks down. He goes, and then I saw the shoes, and I was like, "That's Haas," and I was like, "Oh shit." He's like, "Yeah, you're the guy that was in Harrison Neville's video." I was like, "Oh my god!" And Steve was like, "Holy shit!" And that was my first
breakthrough.
Yeah, like I'm being recognized, which is
pretty
crazy.
early on.
It was super early. I was like, "What the fuck?" But it kind of makes sense too, because a lot of the culture. You were talking about your culture, right? It's a lot of the same culture, right? For me, it's a natural fit. You guys are, we're friends because we met through cars. But cars is a big part of my life because I just like them. It's not my business. Cars are a big part of my life without a flex. And I like nice cars. I like fast cars. I like cars. I've always liked cars. And anyway, but that's how. Not yet.
Roadster.
You can't flex
Please.
if you don't have it.
So I can drive it. That's why I want you to get one so I can drive it.
What, you didn't like the rolls? It wasn't good enough for you?
No, but I want to experience that next level. But like you were saying, I can tell who, like if I'm out in public, I can tell who a viewer is based off of the shoes that they're wearing. Pretty much. I'm like 90% accurate. Like if I'm out, I see the type of shoes somebody's wearing, I can be like, they probably have seen my videos, and I'm pretty much right most of them. And it's not like a thing like, oh my God, I got so many people out there. It's that I can just see my audience based off of the age and shoes and whatnot, because I know that
which is the
into
culture. That makes sense.
they're into the
If it's
culture.
gaming, cars, shoes, hype shit, like.
But the crazy part is they usually just wait for my voice. Once they hear my voice, it's
And
like,
then,
oh my
I know
God,
you.
that
Yeah.
guy.
So if you've ever
I show my
played,
face a lot more than Steve does.
Yeah.
yeah, you're in front of the camera. Steve's mostly behind it and VOing.
Yeah.
But anything GTA, Grand Theft Auto, people know you, right?
Yeah.
So it's more your voice. They don't really know your face as much. But if you've ever played, like if you like hype shit, if you like cool shoes, then you probably know Harrison, especially if you're in the Atlanta area. That's for sure.
ATL,
Right?
baby.
By the way, we all live here in the Atlanta area. Harrison and I live in Buckhead. Steve's outside of Atlanta, but we let him hang.
He makes his
I like
trek out
driving,
here.
so that's why I was like, staying in the city was not it for me.
Yeah, which is how we met anyway.
Yeah.
But if you've ever looked at anything Grand Theft Auto on YouTube, you've seen Steve.
Flex for real.
Flex.
For real. You see Franklin flexing, cars, house, you name it. Stuff that you can't get from the original GTA.
Yeah.
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
You can't just
You
have
can't
to
get those things.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why not? Isn't that the point? Like,
Man, you didn't even
money and
earn your
stuff?
stripes in GTA
I
to
didn't.
play the
Wait,
full game.
wait. You play the game in Grand Theft Auto. You go through the story mode. You don't make money,
Oh no, you make
and you
money.
can't buy houses and stuff.
You can, but it's now single player, which I thought that was like really bad. Like we asked Rockstar. I even asked Rockstar personally.
He's like, hey,
And-
hey, Rockstar,
Yeah.
pick up the bat from the Rockstar.
I
But
don't
it
got Adidas phone number to be like, hey, make me a shoe. Hey, Nike, I need a shoe.
Right. That's a different kind
That's
of
the type of flex that you're pulling off right there.
flex.
That's a flex.
Flex.
He's got Rockstar on
No, but
speed dial.
whenever we're in New York, we definitely got to go check them out. But yeah, that was missing, especially. So I find out like the police part and just, you just being able to wear like whatever you want, sneakers, whatever. It's there, but because it's a Rockstar game or just GTA period, they can't add those things, which
That's what the mod is for.
Yeah. And once I did that, people love how different that I put in there.
If you're my age or above, mod means modification.
Modification
To the game. I mean, if you're in the car world, you know what a mod is. But I
Same
just
thing.
realized like someone may not have a fucking clue, even though you just explained it, what we're talking about still.
So he's playing GTA, but he's playing a modified version that
Of GTA.
things are changed the way he wants it. Now, I'm not too specific into it. They play it. I've not played with
I
them
mean, I
yet.
just started like last week.
But
so.
boiling it down, playing Grand Theft Auto 5 in a modified world, crazier things can be done in the regular game.
And there's
fun.
really interesting storylines that he's created, right? So he's basically telling stories through different perspectives.
Yeah.
And police officers, and he goes to work as a police officer.
Yeah, just showing their point of views
Right.
and stuff like that. Yeah.
And a valet, right? You have a valet guy.
Yeah. Why
Flex.
I even picked up valet because I did valet as a job.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
a lot of real life storytelling for
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
and you tell stories through it and all that stuff. So it's I mean, at first when you told me like years ago, you were like, "This is what I do." I was like,
What the hell is
"Wait,
that?
like people watch that?"
yeah.
Like beside your mom.
how
But
it goes.
actually, and you give it a shot, and you're like, oh, I mean, it's like a sitcom. Like I could watch this every day, every week, and your subs do. Your subscribers do.
1.75 million people.
Yeah, it's pretty
I'm
big.
curious how many people you've reached across your how many accounts total. I think you can look that up.
You can?
Oh, the reach on
Reach of
yeah.
accounts total.
What's your total views at? You've been posting for a while.
Almost at 1 billion right now.
Wow,
Yeah,
flex.
almost at I mean,
If
That's
you're
a big number, though.
If you're saying billion for anything, it's a flex.
It's a big number.
It doesn't matter what
It's-
you're talking about. If it's in the billions, it's a flex.
I'm at like a little under half your subscribers, and I think I'm close to 200 million. And I hit 100 million last year, and I was like, wow, I hit 100 million views total.
But that's some exponential growth because then you're already doubling 100 million to now 200 million in less than a year.
And I have 430 videos total, so that 200 million is over 400 videos. So it's less. Like I don't post as much, so it's
Definitely.
hard.
Yeah,
for me
but
to
you
get that
post a
number.
lot of videos, Steve.
3,000.
3,000.
I think I'm up to 3.
How many do you post on a day on average?
Two, sometimes 3.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's me a
some,
week.
That's some heavy production. That's me every 5 to 6 days. No, wait. If it's 2 videos, then that's every 2 weeks for me.
Yeah,
I'm
it's a
working
lot.
on that.
It's a lot for me.
But that's why it's pretty cool because we are in different communities. Like he's in I'm in the gaming world. Wow.
Right.
His community complete. Like your community might not even know who I am.
Right.
Well,
Wow.
we went to that gaming event, and a lot of them, but I think it's because of the audience. We went to a Call of Duty event,
Yeah.
and it was mainly FaZe that was like the big
Well,
fan base.
first
out
of all,
there.
let's talk about Call of Duty. For the first time ever, did this big Call of Duty league, right?
Yes.
And there's like they're franchised teams, and I'm even rocking the MLG. I can't believe I didn't realize it. I'm rocking the old school MLGT. I can't see it because I actually won a world championship in a video game. Flex.
Oh,
But this was like 18 years ago when there was no money in it, and I was just a weird nerd kid. So it's not really a flex; it's an anti-flex. But the point is that we went there because it was it was fun, and one of the of what 12? Yeah, there are 12 Call of Duty teams, like the Atlanta FaZe. That's the Atlanta one, and we're here in Atlanta. So we went to see that, and they were playing against. It was a tournament for a number of teams. They're all playing each other, and Florida Mutineers are actually the ones who went to the finals with Atlanta FaZe. But that's what we're talking about. We all went there together. Matt, one of our other buddies, and the 3 of us, we all went to the Call of Duty event here in Atlanta, and so it's like a physical thing. You go there, you watch people play video games, and boomers are like, "Wait, you watch someone play video games?"
there wasn't many boomers at the event.
There
it was just parents.
There were 5, but that's okay. I mean, that's how early things start. But it's not really that early, in my opinion. I mean, I've been doing this stuff for 20 years, but not all the way through.
Yep.
In any case, we go to that. The culture is the same. Like we got stopped. Remember in the parking lot? Like there were people surrounding our cars because they were into our cars.
The cars, yeah.
Yeah, and then we walk in, and then he gets recognized, and like we just walk in, like, here's gonna get a picture, which is fine. Like that's cool. It's not like fuck those guys. Like that's appreciation. Like here's someone's like, oh you fucking peons, you know, get away.
Yeah.
It was more like, no, cool, yeah. I mean, and I had never seen that really before because we hadn't gone to something like that before together. And so we went to that, and I'm like, oh damn, okay, well I guess I'll take a picture for you guys. You want a picture with me?
They're like, you know who Haas is over here? They're like, he's the guy that drives a Rolls Royce. You're asking him to take a picture of you, of us. No, but
not that means anything.
Yeah, but the event was crazy, and I think FaZe has done a very good job of building a lifestyle type of following around
100%.
them. So they have a lot, and I'm friends with a couple people in FaZe. I've been to the FaZe houses a couple times.
Flex.
And so I know a lot of people there, and I think that attributed because I would say I probably got recognized like 40 times, maybe 40 plus. I went to the bathroom, and I didn't go with them. But when I was with them, people wouldn't come up as much. I guess they might have been intimidated. I went to the
security.
bathroom.
We look like security next there.
By myself. I couldn't even walk down the hallway because there's like a line. They're like doing a meet and greet. Yeah. And they know all the FaZe people. Then they've probably seen some. I've been in a lot of their videos. So then it's like, well, meet and greet down the hall because I was like, they're already waiting to take pictures.
It's like you were there for the meet and greet.
It's cool. And I mean, a lot of people like gaming. They like shoes. Like Steve likes shoes, and he's into gaming. And I didn't even know that as much. But then he would like post going to like the sneaker store they go to every week, and he's like getting new shoes, cashing out. And I'm like, you didn't call me? Why didn't you call me? You going to my store? He's like, he's been there multiple times. But
yeah. So the culture is a lot of the same. And then when you went to the bathroom separately. Not together. Not there's anything wrong with that. But when you went to the bathroom, you got mobbed too by a bunch of people, which is rarer for you. But we were at a gaming event. So the people who are more likely to know who you are gamers. And guess where we were at? A place of a bunch of fucking gamers. Of course. So that made sense. I didn't get recognized though. I'll have you know.
You didn't even start YouTube yet.
No, as my world championship
with your
video game. I mean, I went to MLG. I've been to MLG tournaments. I've competed. I lost in most of them, by the way. The Ogre Twins crushed me back in my day. I thought it was good. And then I went to an MLG tournament in Dallas. And what's his name? Tom Ryan is Ogre 2. He was better than the other brother, Ogre 1. Anyway, the Ogre Twins were fucking nasty. And I think they won like probably 50-something world championships. I won one, by the way. They won 50-something over the next like 10 years in Halo.
So they're like
big time.
Triple rings on each finger. Like
triple. They don't have enough fingers for it. But
three on each finger.
Yeah. Right. Oh, I see what you're saying. So, yeah, so 30, but that's still 30 up here. You got if they're wearing like toe rings maybe. But
yeah, for real.
I don't regret it though because gaming is didn't get to where it is now. Where you win a world championship now, you're gonna win like you look at the big competitions, 25 million, 30 million, right? For
Fortnite.
No, that's different. The total person is 25. Like the total person, like Booga won 3-ish million. But if you're talking about Dota, right, Defense of the Nations. But if a Dota World Championship, the major, et cetera, those are the international. Those majors are like 25, 30 million. And no, it doesn't all go to the number one team, but a massive amount does, like 10 to 50 million. And it changes, right? So that, how much I won when I won a World Championship?
Nothing.
It was. I mean,
I think I've told you the story.
A ring. I told you the story a lot. The first time you wore the ring, you told us the story so you could justify
it was
your ring.
First of all, it was relevant because you're like, oh, you wanted a ring. You're flexing your ring.
That's Matt. That wasn't me. That was Matt.
That's true. Matt was calling me out for it. But I went to a gaming event. I was like, I'm gonna wear my ring because I never wear my World Championship gaming ring anywhere.
It was like, how much you pay for that?
Yeah, he was like, you just bought it and said you did.
Are they selling these on the side of the event for anybody? Get your Call of Duty championship ring customized. Get your name engraved.
But it was good times.
$50.
But yeah, so back then it was for the labor of love, like the way you guys started YouTube, right? So I think that's very relevant because I've always followed my passions. And I happen to also redirect myself to things that I would love to do and I might be good at and might be valuable to others, right? So those three tenets are what I've always followed, which is why I'm doing what I'm doing now, by the way, in case you didn't know. But that's what you did, right? When you started, you didn't go full-time GTA modification YouTuber.
It happened by mistake, actually. I posted one video and that video just like...
What was the video?
It was just a 1-minute video.
1 minute
about
video
of me driving a Ferrari. That was it.
No talking.
in
No
GTA.
talk- yeah, in GTA 4.
Oh, I remember now.
The video we watched, no
watched that.
talking,
Yeah.
yeah.
We went back.
You're like, this is it? That's it?
Yeah,
was like,
that was
7
it.
million views?
That was
7
it.
million views,
And
it's
I was just sharing
he drives
with
around the
somebody
corner.
else. I was just sharing it with somebody else. I didn't expect nobody was gonna.
Can
see
you
that
imagine?
video.
You post a video to send to your friend. It gets 7 million views. I haven't even gotten a 7 million view video at
But
this point.
it's not
I
even
got
like
5.5.
it's not even like a crazy video to send your friend. It's like a.
It's a
Hey, no,
word.
all I was doing is
That's it. Like,
Yo,
what the fuck were you sending him, by the way? Like,
Watch me hit this turn at the
Just-
speed
yeah.
limit.
Watch
I
me
was
go
just
30
showing
miles
him
an
the
hour.
cars. Yeah, now I was just showing him the cars because I finally figured out how to put a Range Rover in the game and a Ferrari, and then that was it.
So it was basically showing the mod off.
Yeah.
That's what you were showing him.
Yeah.
That I got the Ferrari in there.
Yeah.
All right.
Because it was pretty hard to do that back in the days. Because we had San Andreas, we had but
I don't know.
yeah,
But I believe you.
My parents didn't let me play early on.
yeah.
Too
Well,
young.
yeah,
I
I mean,
couldn't play Vice City.
shit.
Yeah.
When that came out, I mean, I was more than an adult. You're a little younger, but I was like, they allow this in a video game? Awesome.
Shooting.
But I was
and
like, what the?
violence.
I mean, I'm like fucking hookers in a
club.
car or something, and I murder people for their money so I can go back to the hookers. I'm like, this is a video game. It's amazing, but it's incredible. So
That's crazy.
No, that's-
I wonder if it'll change in 2020 or whenever
Nah,
the GTA 6
it's gonna be the
comes out.
same. That's why I wanted to just
Ain't gonna be this
get
year.
on, right?
I mean,
I'll make
2025.
anybody out there wants to make a massive bet. I will make you a massive bet that there's no way GTA
Steve's
comes
got
out in
inside
2020.
information.
Nah,
if you guys want any information on GTA 6, go to
No,
Steve's
no,
channel.
Subscribe to Steve the Gamer 55. You'll get weekly updates on when
GTA
GTA 6 comes out.
Yeah. He's got the date, but he's gonna
Rockstar,
wait.
It wasn't me.
Something's gonna leak, and they're
He
gonna be
knows.
like, "Oh my god, it was Steve the Gamer."
Nah,
knows.
it's been a lot of fake leak out there, but
I tried to pay him to tell me, but he won't tell me.
He says he doesn't know.
No, I don't know.
See, he sounds like he's lying.
But that's like, I don't know the next Off-White that's coming out.
It's like I don't know the next $1 billion business.
True.
Yeah.
Like maybe we're all lying, but
But the culture aspect I think is fantastic. It's not also something that's like, oh, it's a trend. This is what, like, as the point that I was making was that 16 years ago when I started doing this stuff, and I happened to win a world championship that paid me nothing. I got free energy drink and a sponsor for my server online. Like, cool. But outside of that, there wasn't much of a community except the people who were so hardcore into it, and we got made fun of. Believe it or not. I know you believe it, but
I 100% believe it.
we got made fun of. And, it was like a bunch of loser kids who looked like they'd never, I mean, that wasn't the case for me or many of my people,
Like
but
the classic, like the
Yes.
fat kid sitting at home. He's got all
Correct.
his trash on his desk, all
Right.
the food he's eating,
which is
and
not true. I mean, there are those, but
Yeah.
but
I've seen some bad pictures of
Yeah.
people's rooms.
I mean, some of those guys were on my team, so yeah. I mean, that exists. But it was just we were even like we were at the hotel. We're in like the basement. There's no windows
Yeah.
there. We have to like put cafeteria tables together. It was janky. And now you go to an MLG event, it's like holy fuck.
Their production's like a concert. It's like Taylor Swift concert.
This
Yeah.
it has come so far, and I'm so glad to see it. As a purist, right, from the original, as an OG gamer, right, I can say that maybe, having been around for 20 something years gaming, but that culture that's an aspect of the culture, the gaming, doing GTA mods, but you learn from that. It builds. It's not just, hey, I like cool stuff. It's also where people put their passions into. Like a lot of those guys that you were talking about, the kids who now are in college who created that mod. I mean, without really for a reason of money, because they loved it. And now it's
just
huge.
for fun, yeah.
They wanted
right.
something to be done, and they took it into their own hands to do it rather than trying to wait.
So,
for it to
so how
happen.
did you start when, you and I know you started because you loved it, but what were you doing when you started it? When you started your YouTube channel?
This specific one started 4 years ago, and I started it because I wanted to make YouTube videos because I love making videos. That was my passion, and I didn't have anything to make them on.
So it was more like the videography aspect?
It was. I'll get into it, but I made videos on YouTube for 10, 11 years plus.
Wait, are those still available on YouTube?
Not to you, but to me. Yes,
I was like, people will be looking for those.
yeah, so I know I've got stories for that. But 4 years ago, I dressed differently than my friends, and my friends always asked me, "How do you do it?" And I was not making I was working an editing job I was not being paid well. It was a normal, I was an intern at first, and I started slowly getting paid. I left my job at Dunkin' Donuts, and my friends were like, how do I get this? So I started maybe there's a market for people who want to dress a certain way affordably. And I saw there's 2 channels that did it. The maximum was 20,000 subs. It's one 8,000. Shout out Locust and Wild Honey. when they started, he was like 8,000 subscribers. And I was like, there's not much of a market here. But that also means that it's limitless. There's no cap on it. So why not just go for it? So
Well, there was a market, you're saying. You saw a market, but there weren't a lot of players in the market.
well, there wasn't.
There's no
like,
dominant player
I
in the
didn't
market.
see a huge audience. I didn't look at like if I was getting into let's say the vast of gaming, I look at PewDiePie. I see, dang, I could have at that time 20 million subscribers, which is a crazy number. There wasn't that on what I was doing, which makes it harder because you don't know if it can get there, but also you could be at the forefront of it. So I figured I'm gonna go for that.
I get you. So you're saying you basically were creating that market.
Trying
the way
to.
You saw an opening. There was a need for it. So that market technically
I thought
existed.
there was a need of it.
Yeah.
I was hoping there was, but
But there was nobody in it.
before then, I posted random videos, technology videos. If I showed you guys them, you'd be like, "What is this shit?" Like,
Is that how you feel about my first videos, by the way?
no, you're a natural, dude. You think I was stale at some points, like 3 years ago?
I have seen some of your old videos that are still up, and it's like, hello,
It's
God.
bad.
my name is Harrison. Welcome to the channel.
At one point, when I was in high school trying to do YouTube, this was like phase 3. I did gaming. I was trick shotting on Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I used to grind that. I played 15 hours a day Call of Duty trick shotting, recording on a HD PVR. I was doing technology videos. Someone in my production class got it in high school. They went around the whole class showing everybody, making fun of me. So I took down all my videos because I was like getting made fun of by the whole class and all the school. And I was like just trying to make my videos for fun. And then it demotivated. Obviously, I did it again, but it motivated me later down the road when I succeeded. And then that person hit me up, was like, "Hey, let's do some videos together," kind of thing. Like, it's like, all right.
But see, and that's what I think is a really important aspect though about doing something, especially when you're younger, is that a lot of people are worried about, you know, what other people think about, right? Those kids. And not that I'm saying you did it wrong, but you took them down. Is that what you're saying? You took the videos down?
Yeah.
When the kid went around making fun of you?
I had like a couple videos and I had no subscribers, so it wasn't like I was taking out a huge shout,
Right.
but I privated them because I didn't want him going.
Yeah,
showing
but the
people.
reason was because of what people were saying.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
and
yeah.
which, by the way, is virtually impossible when you're that age to not give a fuck
I
about
was
what people say.
15, 16 years old. Yeah.
And I get asked this a lot as an entrepreneur, you know, who's done, you know, 3, 4 5 businesses, and young entrepreneurs say, well, what can I do that's really going to help me? And there's a lot of things you can do, of course. But one of the biggest things I think that really helped me, whether because I was an asshole or whatever, was because I gave 0 fucks about what anyone thought. And so if like a young version of me or someone else that I cared about was like, hey, you know, I'm in high school and I'm trying to do something, like, great. If you believe in yourself, do that.
Yeah.
Be smart about it. Like, don't just be like, oh, I'm gonna flick a quarter in the air for the rest of my life. I think it's the greatest thing in the world and everyone's gonna subscribe to it. Be reasonable. Like, think about, like you did, like, oh, there's a market. You looked at it. I think people want to know this based on what you saw, people, friends,
And that was
etc.
in college. Yeah.
Okay, but whenever it was,
Yeah, separate, yeah.
You looked at it and said, I think there's an opportunity here,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But going to do that and then not worrying about, well, what are my friends going to say if they see my video? Or
Yeah.
that's a huge part that's so hard to do when you're young.
You so need to build a tougher skin when it comes to
Oh, yeah.
YouTube, because it's like starting YouTube for me, like the same way for you. A colleague, somebody from my class decided to show it to everybody in the class.
The worst.
Oh my God.
Because it wasn't like it is now back then.
Yeah,
Now
no.
it's a dream to be a YouTuber. Back then,
course.
you're a weird kid making videos to yourself on the internet.
Yeah.
That's what I heard too, because when I was a kid, YouTube didn't exist, first of all.
Yeah.
Like, YouTube became in existence when I was in college, like well into college. So that didn't exist. But that is crazy. So but tell me, how did you feel when that dude said, like, and you were in college, right?
Yeah,
At the time?
yeah.
Right.
I was in college at the time.
How'd you
but
feel?
It was tough. Like, you just private yours. I didn't want to private mine because that was another income for me.
Oh, you already
And I was
monetized
like,
that.
Yeah,
I
by
wasn't
that time.
monetized.
I was, and I was like, man, I don't know if I should private this. It was embarrassing, but at the same time, it just built a tougher skin for me. It was like,
So
oh,
in some way, the way that you knew that it was valuable and you should stick, say fuck you and not think about that was because you were already getting paid from it. So that's an external, method of saying this is valuable. What I'm doing has value and I should keep doing it. So that helped you maybe a little more than if you were making money at the time that happened.
I wouldn't care. No.
You'd be like, fuck you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
All right.
But I had four or five videos, and they're dumb. They're bad. Nobody was gonna pay me for them.
But I guess that at your core, and so if I can tell you right now, if I were doing YouTube at your ages when I started YouTube, and someone's like, bring it up, and I was like, great, I got 10 more views, and they were making fun of me, I'd be like, I don't give a fuck, and I live my life that way. So I think that's I had an advantage. That's one of my advantages as a youth was. I don't give a shit. And it's not just like, oh, fuck you, asshole. It's also like the people like, you're the greatest. You're so good, Hoss. I'm like, cool, but, thanks. But if you hate me or you love me, it still is not going to affect me that much. Because my core is like, I'm who I am. All right, I think it's time for another
round.
Yes, thank you.
Do you want another 4
Where's
roses?
Where's our ice cup?
There's no more ice in it.
That's fine. I don't need it. I'll do another 4 roses. Yeah. How you doing over there, Steve? You need some more?
Yeah, I'm a finish.
Oh my goodness.
He needs to drink some more.
He needs to catch it.
it.
Is that all I get? Is that all I get?
We're running low.
This is
All
bourbon
right.
we talking about.
Getting rationed here. Although my cup is much larger than yours.
Yeah, it is.
But that's okay. I mean, I'm gonna down bourbon faster than you guys are because it's what I normally drink. So, not because I'm like a bigger man or anything.
I'm gonna do the flex.
Not because I'm just a better human.
I'm doing the George
Better
Stagg flex.
life.
I take some of that.
That's
too.
the Stag Senior.
Oh wow, you finished it. Good job, Steve.
Let's go.
You just shoot that?
Yeah.
It's not the typical shooter.
Okay. As I was just saying.
Drink. Ooh, big pour.
Oh my goodness.
Let's go.
As I was saying,
that's a
Steve,
$150 shot.
you just do you, buddy. Don't give a fuck about what anyone else thinks. Just do you, man. Shoot your bourbon. That's fine. So, anyway, I think
That's rubbing
feel
off
that, right?
to the Colonel Taylor. I've had that
thing
before too,
burn.
but I wasn't expecting it in comparison to that.
what did I tell you?
That's sugar
It has a
water.
much higher ABV.
I'm
Yeah,
good.
right? Yeah, right?
Now I'm ready for it.
Are you ready? Should we start recording now?
Yeah, I thought we were recording.
I'm kidding. We're recording. All right. So, I mean, our first episode, we really just thought about this, yesterday or something like that, right? And we didn't really have even a plan.
That's the crazy.
But what
part.
we just started talking, and then all of a sudden we hit 30 minutes. Like, oh shit! Like we've just hit 30 minutes. I just realized I
It's
looked
that
at the
fast.
counter. We've hit 30 minutes. But I think in the future we'll obviously have more directed discussion. Not a whole lot more. I mean, I feel like as long as we're not meandering around, then that's fine. But do we know what our podcast is going to be more about? Like if they say, hey, what's your podcast about?
I think for me, I think a good place to take it is just experiences around us.
Yeah.
I think things, because we all have unique things about us that we can talk about our experiences through. I'm younger, but still, we all have our
You've done a lot in your
experiences.
time.
And that is what I feel people are drawn to, is being able to relate more, hearing your experiences and relating that to other things that are current and lively. And it's not like we're just some random guys that don't have much under our belt to talk about with experience. So Steve and I specifically, YouTube, we have different paths, but we have stuff under our belt on that world. He knows he's got Rockstar's phone number.
Yeah.
He's built something up for himself.
Rockstar
So
phone.
that's interesting things, just little things like that, like experiences to talk about. Haas, I know he's got plenty of experiences to talk about. I don't know if all of them are going to be on this
Businesses,
podcast,
yeah.
but he's got some stuff to talk about, and it'll come out in the future. But I think it's a good angle for all of us to be, because we all come from different perspectives and things. So
That was one thing that was pretty cool, especially meeting all the guys from like the car group and stuff like that. It's just how different our background is, like completely different. Like for me, being a YouTuber, whatever you were doing at that time, it's like it's different.
Well, yeah, before YouTube, the only commonality that all of us had was cars. That
Yeah.
we were into
Yeah,
cars,
yeah.
right? And so now it so happens that I'm the newest YouTuber, but that the three of us are YouTubers, but we were friends first. We were car people first, friends second, right? Because of the car stuff. And then third, now I happen to be a YouTuber too. You guys are already YouTubers, but
Why I say you kind of on probation because you are at the period where most people
okay.
start
Want to get into this?
YouTube.
We're gonna get into this.
Most people start YouTube at that time.
Okay.
When they
What Steve is trying to tell you is that I'm not a YouTuber.
you have to get through a certain amount of period of time because people
Yeah.
quit.
People quit at this time.
I
Where
agree.
You are right now?
I agree. And you guys know I won't quit, but that's different. So let's talk about the definition of a YouTuber, because you're saying that I'm not a YouTuber until you get to a certain point.
Yeah.
But my argument here on what a YouTuber is someone who does YouTube solely. Not like I casually do a YouTube video once a month or once a year. I'm talking about my full-time job is YouTubing.
$250,000 a month in ad revenue as a YouTuber. So Steve and I got that years ago.
Wait, so that then becomes a threshold of subscriptions or revenue, etc. Until you're a real YouTuber.
No,
bullshit. It's
I
fucking
think
bullshit.
anybody's a YouTuber, but I think when you're the next step of a YouTuber,
Yeah.
100 subs.
100,
Step after
yeah.
that, 1,000.
So hold
After
on.
that-
What, 100 subs? Is that a YouTuber?
I'm telling
1,000
anybody who
subs,
makes
is that a
videos
YouTuber?
is considered a YouTuber, but there's different stages. And so the stage where I felt like I was a YouTuber was 100,000 subs. I said when I get there,
YouTuber isn't different than YouTuber.
When I get-
so what's the YouTuber version that
when
you
I
call
get
that?
that plaque from
Yeah,
YouTube
that plaque,
that says 100,000 subscribers, silver play button, I know I made it. I know that I'm doing something on the platform.
But you're saying you made it, and to me, making it isn't about the number.
No, that's not making. It's not making. You get that satisfaction of 100,000 people chose to watch.
Found
or
value in
subscribe
what
to
you're
me.
doing.
Yes.
Yeah, I get that. Totally get that. Totally understand that.
And so 1 million to me was I've made waves on YouTube. And so I hit that a couple months ago, beginning of the year, right at the beginning of the year. I felt like once I hit that number, I made waves on this platform because 1 million people. I remember waiting for my first 1 million total views, and I was like, that's almost maybe, hopefully, 1 million separate people that have seen me and know me from my videos. But at the time, it probably wasn't. It was probably like a couple 100,000. But whatever it is, 1 million people have said, I'm going to subscribe to this person. That, to me, you're making waves on the platform.
So,
Definitely.
blah, 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 you're saying is that you're not a real YouTuber until you hit at least 100,000 subs.
That's how, when I didn't feel like until I hit that number, I didn't feel like I was making huge waves on the platform.
Yeah.
All right, Steve.
That's like a personal thing because
Yeah,
it's like
it's personal,
not
for sure.
until like I reached like 130, 135, and I went to an event.
What's the difference to you?
The
Was that when you went
was-
full time?
Yeah, when I went full time.
And was that when you went full time when you hit 100,000?
140, but 100 was just my number. It was
Okay,
what I looked at.
so you guys weren't real YouTubers or full time. Okay, let me add that full time YouTuber until 140, 130 subs.
Yeah.
130,000 subs. I went full time YouTuber at 0 subs.
Yeah.
But are you monetized?
Yeah.
No, I'm not monetized.
You're not there yet.
I'm not about that yet.
It's a lot harder to get monetized now than it was back in the day. But if you have
I'll
140,000
agree with you
subs,
that.
you're monetized.
I'll agree with you. The market has changed.
Yeah.
But so it'll be technically harder for me. But if you have quality, if you're there, it'll get there, and you're patient. You'll get there, right?
This
if
is the
you're doing
point
good
where
stuff.
most people quit.
Right.
I watch a
Which
lot
is
of people
fine with
quit
me
at this
because
time.
I don't quit.
Yeah. Hey, let's
Okay.
go.
The biggest thing
If I
about-
like it, hold on. Let me just say, I don't quit if I like it. I will happily quit something because once again, I don't give a fuck what people think. I'll be like, I'm gonna do this, and everyone knows I'm doing this. My friends, family, like, hey, how's doing this now? Great. And then I decide, and I go through it. Let's say 6 months in, I'm like, I don't like this. I hate this. I will quit it. But what I mean is, I won't quit something that I truly believe in and I truly love. Right. So I think there's a difference between that because most people like, oh, I don't want to quit. Like I go to med school and they're like, oh, 4 years in, like, I hate this though. Like
$500,000 in student loans.
right.
Yeah.
But that's how people get in trouble, I think, with themselves. I mean,
That's a
financially
different
too.
story,
It's a
yeah.
different story. It's a different thing. But my point is that I know myself. I'm not going to do that. Right now, I that's why I got into it in the first place. So if I'm not about the number in the first place, I got into it because I like it. And I have fun doing it, and I think I might be good at it. I don't know. Right? That jury's out. But I do love it. Well, look, these are prongs. These are prongs. Fuck you.
I was like, what is that?
This is visually, I'm showing the people. I talk with my hands a lot, so stay away. But if you are good at something and you do love it, and there's value in the market, right? That other people find value in it. I think you can't lose.
So
You just have to be patient.
the biggest thing, and I see that in you, he is levels ahead of many people who start YouTube. He got a good jump. He's got the camera stuff, been through that. His personality is outgoing. So when he's on camera, he's not awkward. When me and Steve guaranteed first time on camera, like,
I know.
hey guys, welcome back. When I'm my first vlog,
He was definitely like that. We saw your first.
my
video.
first vlog, I'm like outside of my mall and I'm like looking around, people just listening. I'm looking around, making sure nobody is within half a mile radius seeing what I'm doing. Now I'll whip out the camera and I'll yell and do whatever I need to do. But with YouTube, it is waves. And you learn that as you go. And you're not a seasoned YouTuber unless I feel like you've been through those waves.
Okay, that I agree. Okay, let's talk about the lexicon here, the diction. Okay, we agree. I'm a YouTuber.
Yes.
I'm not a seasoned YouTuber.
Seasoned, that's probably better terminology. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I think we can all agree on that.
so
yeah.
So seasoned is then at what threshold? 100,000?
I don't know what it is nowadays.
Because what if you get 100,000 your first month? You're not seasoned then. You're just you've blown up. But
it's probably time because so when you're starting, it's very slow.
which makes sense because you say everybody, most people quit, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
So what is that time where everybody who's gonna quit has quit?
It's the beginning, And then you get to the next point where I'd say it's about 30 to 130,000 subs, right around there. It's gonna.
Oh, it's not a time thing. You went back to subs though.
So, all right, hear me out.
I got 100,000 subs in a month.
Hear me out.
Then I'm not a seasoned YouTuber anymore.
No, hear me out.
Am I?
So you see the views, they go up. Your subs are going up.
Hopefully.
The first big plateau when you start to get scared is because when you get around 80, 90,000 subs back then, I would say it's probably the same. You start to think I could do this as a job. This could be my job. But then you hit that first decline from that point, and you're like, I don't know if I can do this anymore. Your views start going down. People start not caring. You're like, wow, I either got to make this happen. So some people right there, 80,000, 90,000 subscribers, they don't do it. But then what happened for Steve and I, we pushed through that. We evolved because that's the first period of really evolving. It's probably right around there. Your first real period of like changing your content. You get around there, then you get over that hump. You're ready full time. Yeah. That was for us. 130,000. You're ready for full time because you've seen that first wave. You're like, I can make it through that. Now I'm on like a little bit of a peak. I'm ready for the next wave, and I'm gonna get through it. But if you can't get through that first dip in views, because it's gonna come back, it comes back. It doesn't matter how many subs you have.
Is it still dip and come back?
Yeah,
even now.
100%.
Yeah.
It happens for PewDiePie. His views dip. Now it's different when you have 100 million subscribers and your ad revenue is millions a month. And dipping, it doesn't really hurt that.
Honestly, I think, and I know we use these as references all the time, but using like Logan Paul or PewDiePie, et cetera, as example is terrible. And here's why: because you're talking about the 0.1% of the 0.1%, and that's not a great example. That is.
But they were us at one point.
Yeah.
Of course they were. But Steve Jobs was a fucking dude at 31 as well at one point. But are you a Steve Jobs? I mean, realistically, no. Most people aren't. The difference is you can't also be a PewDiePie. Like
Logan
Paul
Paul
reasons.
and PewDiePie didn't do anything like Steve Jobs, and maybe it's not a good comparison. But I feel what can happen to us can happen to them because they are the same as us.
But I think in a way they did. In a way they did because they had to have seen an opportunity. Well, yes, they had to have stayed with it. Yeah. It takes fucking work.
Steve Jobs of YouTube. Yeah, I can say that.
I'm saying it's a direct correlation. Yeah. I'm saying that there are similarities there that you're using, an N of 1 that it doesn't really apply to the general masses at all.
I feel like they could fall off. Maybe not PewDiePie, easily. But other ones. Logan Paul fell off. His whole controversy. He was done. Nobody wanted to watch him. He built himself back up. It was a wave. He grinded through.
That's actually making my point again. Like that, to get there in the first place and then be able to come back, that's a totally different thing. That's even more so.
It's like 1/10. Steve's only 1/10 away from that. 20 million. Yeah. He's 1/10 away there.
Yeah.
Okay, but 10 times what you're doing is.
But in YouTube terms, after 2 million, that's not as big as if you're at 100,000. That's 100,000 to 20 million.
A bigger jump. I agree with you.
Crazy jump. Yeah. 2 million to 20 million is probably an easier jump than 100,000 to.
Hey, should be easy, Steve.
That's crazy how YouTube works. It's like your first.
Well, he's about to hit. I remember we had your 1 million party, right?
Yeah,
wasn't that 1 million?
Yeah, that was 1 million. That was like
last year.
Yeah, a year ago.
And now he's about to hit 3.
I know.
I don't know if I'm gonna be there that quick. I mean, I hope, but.
No, it's different. I mean, it depends on the community too. So it's what YouTube is depends on the community.
Gaming is very incestuous, I feel like.
Yeah. There's the biggest in my market is 1.7 million. I was telling them that earlier. So I don't know where. Again, it's another one of those things where I don't know where it is to be. But
who's at 1.7?
Blazendary. He's young. He's one of the youngest doing it too.
And you know him?
Yes, I know him personally. I've known him since he had. Not personally, but like I saw him when he had like 20,000 subs, and he was grinding because he was asking all the other YouTubers like to be in their videos and doing stuff like that, and working with them to grow himself. And then he passed everybody, so he's at the top now. But you can only, when you're looking at a community, you're like, well, this is the cap of the community. What's past that? We don't know. Maybe I'll be the one that gets there. Maybe it's somebody else. You never know.
I feel like you didn't have that experience at all because you told me.
I did.
No, you reached out to people, right?
Oh, as far as collaboration.
Yeah.
No,
I didn't collaborate much. I didn't do much of that.
So he did. That guy did. You haven't done it.
It wasn't like his whole thing was based off that, but when he was starting off, his way of learning and figuring out the space was going and being with these other bigger YouTubers. And so it helped him in that aspect.
I mean, technically, that's kind of what I'm doing. I mean, I don't know much about
stuff. It's a similar thing. You're not trying to mooch off of us,
no.
But you're like learning at being around us, and that's exactly what
also, I like hanging out with my boys, and if I can do a video about it, cool. Like, that's what I would have done anyway.
Except Steve and I don't film when we hang out with everybody.
I know, right?
We only film when we're at home, and then we go back.
Well, the other problem is that when we're hanging out most of the time, I forget to film. Like, I'm like, fuck, I should have vlogged it.
And you're the only one that like should be.
Yeah, exactly. I'm vlogging. I'm the one supposed to be. I just forget to do it, but because I like to enjoy it. But what's been your experience though, kind of going through with like who was the biggest in your space when you started?
There was this guy called Spears the Amazing or something.
What was it?
Spears the Amazing.
Spears the Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
So I watched him for a while. I even met him at one of those shows that I went to, but it was more like that was like the LSPDFR community. That's the community that I grew in.
What?
LSPDFR community.
LSP. Oh, I know what that is. That's
Yeah.
the Los Santos
Liberty
PD.
City, like, all that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So from that community,
Grand Theft Auto
by the
acronym.
way, yeah.
Video game word. Okay.
So growing from that community, like it took a while, and like right now, I happen to be on top now because it's like I end up passing everybody.
Flex.
Yeah, no, I mean
Flex.
but I feel like I'm just paving the way for the rest of the guys. Like we have other guys that's coming up now in the 2 million, not just GTA 5 mods, but I was the one that introduced the police community part. Of
Really?
it. Yeah, because
So
I
you were
did
the first
both.
with that?
Yeah,
Because there's a
right now.
ton of people doing that right now.
No, there's a lot of people doing it.
Because I watch one of your police videos and I get suggested like 80
like,
people doing the same
you
thing.
got other people like Bay Area Bugs who I look up to when I first start. Like these guys were at 50,000
Wait,
subscribers.
when you first started?
Yeah.
There's a temporal aspect to that. So what happened after that?
uh,
I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Trying to start beef. He's trying to
Start
start
some
beef.
shit.
Calling people up.
no,
But
I mean,
this
these
is
guys-
what it's for. Like we're here to talk to each other about normal shit, and maybe other people find value in it. But it's not like you're trying to throw shade. You're just saying like here's what's what.
No, but that's the way it
I
started.
mean, if you
That's
want
the way-
to, but-
Nah, not at all.
Steve would never do that.
That's so not Steve.
I don't like these people.
Nah,
You know what
I
he
don't have a
said.
problem. Nah,
We're
I don't
gonna
have a
clip
problem.
that and make its own video. Steve the gamer comes out and says, "PewDiePie can't play GTA."
Oh my
Steve
God.
tells all.
No, not at all. No, I mean, but when I started, like at 10,000, 15,000 subscribers, these guys were already at 50, 60.
And so what happened when you worked with them? You collaborated with them in videos?
I collaborate with them after I passed them, which was crazy.
So they were like, we don't give you the time of day until you're somebody, and now that you're over there, he's somebody.
Yeah, until I was like around their numbers, and then eventually passed. But it was more like they were playing together at all time versus me, just the loner. Like I learned how to just.
So it was like a group, and you were just the other guy.
Yeah.
Think about how crazy it is to think 2.75 million people subscribe to Steve for a subgenre of a massive game.
Of a game
That's
of an overall.
insane.
So gaming, GTA 5, subgenre of GTA 5. That's like
With the
3
mod.
levels deep.
Yeah.
Because it's like
There's got to be a market for everybody then at that point, right?
But I think it helps you being specific because when the people come to you, they know I'm getting GTA 5 mod. But if you're just gaming, you're doing a game here, game there. It's going to fluctuate a lot because some people want like this one,
But
like that.
specific, but also broad. Broad in the sense that like broadly.
There's so much you can do on it. Yeah.
Broadly, you guys and me just instinctively, not well, but tell stories. Right, we are storytellers.
Yeah.
I feel. I mean, it's what we're fucking doing right now.
Creative.
Right? Yeah.
Creative.
I wouldn't call myself creative, but maybe in other ways. But as storytellers, that's what you do. That's a general thing. Like if you're doing whatever it is, then you can be very specific in your storytelling while playing GTA as a voiceover inside of a game while acting out police stuff. Right.
Yeah.
That's the specific. Well, not specific. I think. It's relatable. It's not so lofty. Like I don't even understand what's going on.
No, but it took me some time to even change. So I remember when I first started, I used to do voiceover, just play first, then record my voice after. But I learned over time, it was like people just want to see it live.
Well, authentic, because it's not live,
Yeah.
because you're recording it and posting it.
Yeah.
So it's more like about, and I agree with this 100%, because I'm about that too, authenticity. Because I think people, whether they know it or not, they can sense authenticity, right? Like if I was up here bullshitting, like I'm this way,
I'm a
like,
multimillionaire with a Rolls Royce.
that's not what I'm talking about. I didn't say any of that, but it doesn't mean it's not true. It's just that's not what I'm about. But the authenticity aspect, you can feel. Like if I was like, no, you'd be like, okay, guy. But I talk about what I know, or even what I think about. Fine.
I'll make you a millionaire in 4 days. Follow these steps.
Listen to nothing of what we should cut his mic.
If I go mute, that's why.
But the authenticity aspect is so important, and I really feel like it doesn't matter, even YouTube, outside of YouTube, TV, etc. That's good actors make you believe, right? So the authenticity is so important, even if you can't even put your finger on it, you don't even know what it is about it. So I feel like that is something that you have in droves, that you're never putting on airs. I think people, when they first meet me, they're like not really sure. Like, is he actually like this? I think it's because of just the way I am. Like, is he actually? But I am, and sure, when you know me, you know.
Yeah.
But
I've been over here every day.
You
Boss
too,
is how he is.
Yeah.
But you too, though. Like when you're talking about the stuff, you don't get like, oh, I'm crazy about this, and you don't give a fuck. And you're also not like, this sucks, but you're still appreciative of it. So you're still authentic, and we all change, right?
Yeah,
we all
over
grow.
time, yeah.
But the authenticity aspect, I think, is such a huge thing, and it's why we're all friends. Because none of us ever felt like we're trying to be something that we're not to each other.
You can see through it.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're authentic, you can see through it.
Yeah, exactly. So absolutely, and sometimes people can't tell exactly what it is.
Yeah.
They're just like, I don't know.
Something.
They're just like, I'm not.
That's you. You've got the eye for it.
Well, I think
He does.
The feeling
he does.
for it,
Yeah,
yeah.
for real.
Well, that's how I've cultivated the friends I have now.
Luckily, I'm here.
Yeah,
I know, right?
and count yourselves lucky.
We are blessed
You're
to
welcome.
be in the presence of
real.
Haas at the Haas household.
But it's crazy. Every
Hacienda.
time he pointed out to me, it was like, man, all right, I'll listen. I'll wait. And then when it happened, it's like, okay.
Pointed out
whatever.
what? Oh,
Like,
about,
about certain people.
Any things that might be.
Yeah.
It's not like fuck that guy. I love that guy. It's more like that seems fine. Like
He would be like, Steve, be careful. Just
yeah.
never know what could
That's
happen.
true. That sounds like, is that your impression of me? Steve, be careful. Just be careful.
That happened a lot.
Yes, actually. Well, Steve's also like, hey, what's up? I'll give you the shirt off my back. The guy I just met yesterday. And that's nice and all, but Steve does it for everybody. It's not like he's like, well, I mean, used to. He's much better now.
Of course.
But he's such a good-natured human being
You
that
could tell.
I
Steve's
feel like
always smiling and laughing.
Yeah, he's such. But you can also tell, like, I don't know, you motherfuckers watching, like, whether he's, whether you know him or not, he's not like trying to be anything. I think people can feel that, right? So, and other people who then know what you are, what you're doing, I feel like they've tried to, some have, taken advantage of you, right? And you give everyone the benefit of the doubt. You start with everybody's not 100%, and they fall.
Yeah, of course.
And I generally start with everyone's at 0, and they earn up.
Yeah.
Now
definitely
you
the
might call
opposite.
that, you might call that like pessimistic.
Yeah.
I call it realistic. But more often than not, I'm also just not disappointed either. Like, I'm not like, oh my God, that guy's awesome. What an amazing experience.
What happened?
I'm just like flatline, like 0, like, okay, you're a person. And if you're a piece of shit, then you go negative.
Oh, yeah.
Negative 100.
So, yeah, for me, it's, my scale is negative 100 to 100, right? Right, the 0 is the middle. For you, it's everyone's at 100, and you drop down.
as you go.
So
Yeah,
to me, that only goes down.
As I get to know you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that's part of it for me. But I think you've gotten a lot better at that, just because when we get older, we get better.
Yeah,
at
of course.
it.
You could pick on
Yeah. When I was
like
younger, when I was your age, young man. And by the way, I'm young as
16.
fuck. I'm young as fuck still.
16.
I'm 36. I mean,
You love saying that.
I do. I say it like 3 days a
When
week.
I'm 25 years old, I'm calling it. I don't know why.
This one hit different.
It does.
Oh my God.
I told
Is that
you
your first
guys.
sip?
Nah, that was my second. The first one.
He's got to space it out every 10 minutes.
This one, ABV.
You got a strong pour too.
This
Oh
is
my God.
138.1 proof. So 69.05 ABV.
I told you.
I hit it while I was about to talk, and I just shut up.
I can drink bourbon. Bourbon is like these bourbons you can sip. It's sweet, whatever. This is a little different level.
Yeah, it hits you. It burns.
Look, they're
too.
all very different.
That
And
with a cigar.
actually, that's why most of the bottle's gone.
Yeah.
Because I smoke cigars, as you guys know, like pretty much every day. Maybe not
5
the
a
best thing
day.
to do,
Yeah.
but yeah,
5 a
I
day.
smoke multiple.
Are you
a day.
condoning that?
Not
Caught him.
not for people.
Exposed.
Not for non-adults.
Non-adults.
Yeah,
Okay.
non-adults, absolutely not. Like my kid, I wouldn't tell him like smoke a cigar. What
No.
the fuck's wrong with you? But I also,
Smoking's going out for my
but at the
generation.
same time, I'd be like,
Real
look,
thing.
there are things that like eating a hamburger is pretty fucking unhealthy. Do I condone it? If it makes you happy, fucking do you. And in moderation, I'm not really in moderation with the cigars, but in moderation, I think most things are probably fine. Yeah, but do I have vices? Am I a perfect human being? Like, no, come on. Like, I've got vices. It is what it is. But I also enjoy it for what it is. And not like, look at me, I'm drinking a bourbon. Aren't I cool, Steve?
As you're
like-
driving your rolls with the cigar.
Well, that'd be
puffing
drinking
out
and
the
driving.
window.
So, no.
Yeah.
I said smoking the cigar. I meant to say
Yes.
bumping Tory Lanes, smoking, puff blowing out.
Look, man, if it hits,
jamming. It's a vibe though.
if I'm
It's
in
a
that wraith,
vibe.
man.
You see how
let
that
me,
voice
yeah,
changed?
let me,
It's like,
vibe.
that-
let me tell you
All
something.
right, give me the Wraith voice.
Let me tell you.
To give me the Maserati voice.
This is definitely the wraith voice.
Yeah, that's the Wraith.
Yeah,
Stars on the
I'm-
roof. Can you imagine it now?
I sit in that car, and anything I'm worried about goes away. It's just me and in perfect luxury.
In Tory Lanes.
It. Whoever wanted to join me. It depends on my mood, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's Michael Bolton.
That's a good one.
Sometimes it's Tory Lanez. Sometimes it's Biggie. You know,
Throwing it back.
I'm actually not a giant fan of Biggie, but he's got some songs I really like. I mean, I know, controversial.
You're 36. You should be best friends.
I know, right? I'm not a huge, but I mean, I'm a much bigger fan of a lot of different genres and artists, etc. But that's not what the point is. The point is that it depends on my mood. And the Wraith for me is such an insulation that I can really just be in that mood, right?
Yeah.
I can be in it. You guys have both been in it.
Of course.
Like it's different. It is
vibe.
different. Like I've had
It's
Bentleys.
a flex vibe.
Yeah, I've flex. I've had Bentleys and many other luxury cars for many years. The Rolls is different.
I can agree. I want one now after I drove his for one day.
That's why I'm trying not to drive it. I haven't drove it yet.
That's right. You haven't driven it.
Yeah.
I've told you to drive it. You're like, no, I'll sit
Not
the passenger seat.
Let's go
He's
half
like,
on one, Steve. We'll split it.
oh my god,
Week on, week off.
the value that they're at right now. You can buy one for half of what I paid for mine
Steve.
just a year ago.
One, stars in the roof. It's got the packages.
The Wraith package.
128,999.
Oh my god, it's
I
so
want
cheap.
to.
128. There's MSRP is
it's cheap.
360.
Are you serious?
360.
Yeah.
128.
I didn't buy mine new. Remember,
But
you know, but
imagine 128. That's a value.
like I'm
Yeah, that's a
taking
value.
an over
That's less than a
six-figure hit.
G-Wagon.
Ooh.
Yeah, but then again, I feel like there's a value. I rallied with mine multiple times. I put 20,000 miles on mine in
Gotta
just
do it.
over a year.
I know.
Right?
And that car actually kept up with
Oh,
the
it's-
Lamborghinis and
it's-
stuff.
I mean, well, once
Haas
we're going,
drives
once
his
we're
Yeah,
car like it is a Lamborghini
For real,
SVJ
for real.
twin turboed.
Yes.
He drives his Wraith like it is the craziest car.
I think most people don't really understand the difference is that is a 3-ton car. My Raptor does not weigh as much as the Rolls.
it's crazy.
And then, but the fact that it can move that fast and be that
Yeah.
heavy is unbelievable. It's a marvel of engineering.
I think in the future, some good podcasts would be talking about our cars, talking
Yes.
about
Definitely.
what maybe some losses on cars. You've probably most
Look,
notable.
if you like exotic cars, you're going to take L's. Period.
Yeah.
That's just the life.
Sure.
Some L's are bigger than others. My Wraith, big L. But honestly,
if you got your worth out of it,
it's a value to me.
I am taking the biggest one right now on a GTR.
Oh, that's true.
that's another story.
Yeah, he is taking a
GTR
big L.
story.
Oh my god.
But when you hold on, let's be real here. When you go and modify your car to the extent that you have, that's no longer an L. Like you're doing that yourself.
You
Like
wanted
you
it.
didn't just take it. You made yourself in that L.
It's supposed to last longer. That's all.
That's a good episode coming up. I think
Coming
more
soon.
cars. We all met because of cars, and I think that is some great content that we can make based off of cars. Now, I'm a little younger. I don't know how many cars you've had. I've had a lot of cars from my age. I probably had like 9 or 10 or 12. I don't know, around 9 to 12 cars already.
Gets
At
worse.
25, that's a good amount of cars. It's
Yeah.
too many. Most people my age probably have like 1 or 2 cars. I move along quickly. Not
How
a great
many have
thing,
you had?
but
15, 20, maybe 25. yeah.
So I'm about 37, 36.
yeah, so I'm on the pace for Haas already.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's kind of where I was too.
Yeah. So I think we have a lot of stories and a lot of experiences to share. Now mine is going to be different from probably theirs and specifically
I think
Haas's.
anything we think about, we're gonna have very different views on.
Yeah.
And plus, in the future, as we come up on an hour, future podcasts, we'll have other friends of ours or guests. Who knows?
sure.
We don't really
Yeah,
have a
definitely.
plan yet, but I'm sure we'll have other people.
Yeah.
But so far, I think you're right. There'll be a lot of car stuff. There'll be a lot of experience,
YouTube
life story, YouTube. I mean, now we're all YouTubers, right? Well,
Yeah.
two of us are seasoned YouTubers.
almost.
Almost.
No,
Almost.
we agreed. I'm a
First
YouTuber.
wave.
I'm a YouTuber. I'm just not a
First
seasoned
wave.
YouTuber, right? That's what we agreed on.
yes.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
All right.
I agree.
All right.
I enjoyed this first episode, boys. It's a
Yeah, it
good
was
one.
fun.
We're coming up on an hour that quick.
I know,
This is
that
just
was
like we're hanging
fast.
out.
Felt like
And
maybe
Steve didn't
20
even finish
minutes.
his drink. Chug
I
it,
know
chug
this
it.
this
think we
was
should
this
finish
was
it.
different. I can't even check that one.
Yeah.
This is different.
It's
I
hard.
don't think. First of all, you should not chug that.
No, that's like $150 that you're chugging right there.
Even the sip is man.
It's just not what it's meant for. But
We're coming up. We got 1 minute left.
look,
Let's wrap
there's
it
no,
up.
there's no time limit.
There is a time. There's 30 minutes. We got 50 seconds. Hurry.
No, but thank you guys for coming. This is great. I mean, we came up with this
you.
idea just the other day, and this has been fun.
And you just
Yeah.
made
Fuck,
it
this is
happen
easy.
so fast.
This is why I love doing this. This is
We
why I
would do
became a
this without the
YouTuber.
cameras.
Right? Yeah.
This would be the same thing.
It'd be the same thing, just that we just sound really, really nice and
Crisp.
yeah, crisp. Flex. But thanks for visiting us on the FLEXCAST podcast. This will be available on other platforms soon.
Yeah.
But this is what we plan to have on YouTube, and appreciate you guys tuning in and watching.
Thank you. See you
Thank you
guys
very much.
maybe once a week. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're going to
we'll
get cut off in
we'll
like
try
10
our
seconds.
best.
But
Probably 1 week.
once a week.
Once
All right, guys.
at
Thank you
least.
guys so much for watching. We enjoyed it. We'll see you guys next
Peace
week.
out, guys.
Peace.
Flex.